Hello, Riven mains and Yasuo mains alike. I'm the Nightwing Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video. So today is the day everybody has been waiting for. Yes, it's time for All-Stars. No, I like that day. But no, in reality, today is the day that starts the off-season. So I have a bunch of players obviously leaving and staying on their teams right here. This isn't even all of the news, but I'm going to condense the news obviously and, you know, give you guys separate videos on it because there's a lot to go over right here. So there's just basically no words to explain some of these players' decisions, but it does go to show you that a lot of teams want to make a lot of, you know, changes moving into next season. But who better off to start with than the GOAT, the best mid laner of all time? Faker extends his contract with SK Telecom T1 until 2021. So you guys know how people kind of troll in the off season and then they say, yeah, we're going to get Faker. Yeah, you're never getting Faker because he is just like Bjergsen and Sneaky and Reckless with Fnatic. They're always going to stay on those orgs no matter what. They're not leaving their orgs. I still don't believe that people actually think they're going to get Faker. It's just that, you know, he's never going to leave SKT. That's just is never going to happen. He is not ever leaving this team. It's just never, ever going to happen. He will never leave this org. So anybody that says they're going to get Faker in the offseason, please don't believe it and learn how to take a joke for what it is. According to Riot Games' official contract database, Faker just extended his contract with SK Telecom T1. In an expected signing, Faker agreed to stay with the three-time world champions until 2021, at least. SK Telecom T1 hasn't released an official statement yet, but we can expect one in the coming days. SKT's underwhelming season. One might think a season like SKT's past one isn't anywhere near underwhelming, winning both the summer and spring LCK splits and placing 3rd and 4th in both MSI and Worlds are spectacular achievements, aren't they? Well, while this would be historical for any other team, it's really not for SKT. Their season was rocky, and they're losing in a very one-sided series to G2 Esports in the semifinals didn't make them look any better. Furthermore, the media questioning the roster after the loss and asking about rebuilding after just one season just made everything even dire. Since it is expected that most players will re-sign with the team, I do think the next year might be SKT's year again. We'll just have to wait and see. Faker's one of the rare iconic League of Legends players. There are a few players in the League of Legends competitive scene that we could truly call iconic. Even if we always associate Doublelift with the North American LCS, we can't really say he is iconic to a popular team. However, we can certainly say that Faker is iconic to a team. Having been with the organization since 2013, Faker achieved what many players could only dream of: 3 world championships, 2 MSI titles, and numerous LCK championships. That also is rattled with the IEM in a few years too, because SK Telecom won IEM, was it Katowice 2016? So yeah, they really could have actually did a Grand Slam even bigger. So it just, you know, depends on how you look at it. And numerous LCK championships are already something exceptional on their own. However, winning all of them with the same organization and with so many different rosters is something else. While SKT has changed tremendously throughout the years, Faker has been the constant that keeps it all together, and it seems like Faker is here to stay, at least for a while longer. Okay, and then the question goes, so do you think SKT will be able to reclaim their World's Throne next season? I don't know. It just depends on the roster. You know, League has changed over these past couple of years. You know, not a lot of the teams are as weak as they were, you know, back in the day, and there were way weaker teams back in the day. The fact that that is a question to a lot of people is staggering to me, because the reason why I'm saying teams were a lot weaker back then is because back then Korea was so dominant that expecting them to lose a series was an upset to like the biggest degree. Having a team perform well against a Korean team was an upset in itself. I think people need to really understand how dominant they were. Yes, it's not more or less so like that now because there's just been a lot better teams and a lot better players have started to come up in the ranks, and there's been a lot of better building and infrastructure in the Western scene as well, or even the Chinese scene to be exact. So, could SKT win a fourth world championship at one point? I think they could. If there's any team that could win a fourth world championship again, it's obviously SKT. They were pretty close this year. I mean, to be fair, guys, they were power ranked to win Worlds and win MSI. They got third and fourth in them, so they still placed top of the standings anyway. It's just that, G2 were a counterplay style to theirs, and they really were only stopped by G2. They kind of crushed everybody else, so to be fair, that's still looking pretty good for them. Plus, they won both spring and summer, and that's who I expect to win spring and summer again. I'm pretty sure no one's going to not put SKT there again, so let's see where this will end up. Gen G. You guys know Gen G, obviously my old favorite Samsung roster, is one of my favorite organizations ever. I love me some Samsung, but they were absolute horrendous dog shit, this past year. Oh my god, drink. I need to drink to this. Please let me drink. Yes. Gen G. Gen G, my little babies. What are you doing today? There's a lot of news going on with Gen G, and the reason why I'm checking my phone right now is because someone actually owes me some money, and I was looking towards getting that. So, back to the video. Alright, so Gen G is a organization that could theoretically, with the players that they had, could have almost won a... No, they couldn't have won a split. Them doing a lot better than what they showed was... I think they could have at least made the playoffs. They didn't make playoffs both splits, and that's, really sad. And Gen G releases a official statement. So this is not a rumor. This is a official statement from the team. Rough translation. Hello all. This is Gen G Esports. Thank you for your support during 2019. We're sad to announce the 2020 roster update. Cuvee, Roach, Peanut, Songwon, Fly, Kuzan, Rich, and Asper have agreed termination of contract. That means players like Peanut, Songwon, Fly, Kuzan, Rich, Roach, and Cuvee are all free agents. We hope the best for our leaving players, as we'd expect your warm cheering as well. Ruler and Life have recontracted with Gen G and will be the cornerstone of a new team. We will be back with an upgraded team. Please cheer for us in 2020. I always had a soft spot for them. They are underdogs and they won a Worlds. I mean, there's not a lot of organizations that say they've won Worlds, I don't know if you really count that towards them because they are rebranded, but it is the same organization. So yeah, Gen G releases a lot of players and starts to rebuild, and that's pretty much what this is. Yeah, a lot of these organizations have exploded. So, and that's, we'll get into that. Kings, KT, DragonX, Sandbox, and Gen G have all exploded. Yes, I think that this is a actual good thing for them because, out of KT, Gen G, and who's the other one? Afrika, and where's the other org? Hanawa Life, they all were bad. Outside of Sandbox, Damwon, SKT, and Griffin in the main regular season for Korea, both splits. Everybody else was pretty bad, actually. I mean, Kingzone, kind of turned it on at the last minute, but, I'm glad all of these rosters are changing because, it wasn't working. What's the point of keeping it the same way? What is the point of keeping something the same way if it's not working constantly? And 2 splits is a long time, guys. That's literally 9 months. You factor in that. Plus you're counting in scrim days that we're not even seeing them play with the team. So yeah, Gen G releases Cuvee, Peanut, and Fly. So next bit of news is Umti and Ganjo leave KT roster. Now, Ganjo was the player they got from the Japanese league. If you guys did not remember, he was said to be a decent ADC. I thought that was a clear downgrade from Deft. I mean, we obviously saw it. They later on had to bring back in Prey, and we don't even know if Prey is probably not staying on this roster. There's no way he would. Umti was just garbage. Umti was literally trash. He came from Jin Air, and you saw, sparkles of him doing well on Jin Air, so it kind of probably gave you a false sense of security to the point where you're thinking wow, this guy's good. No, hell no, this guy sucks real bad. And yeah, this is a step in the right direction from them. We know that they got into relegations last year. Oh, this past year, obviously. I'm saying last year. And then we know that they almost got into relegation this past split as well. So, yeah, good for them. and Ganjo leave KT roster. Good for them. Maple leaves LPL Suning Gaming. Maple, the same guy who was on Flash Wolves, who left Flash Wolves to join Suning with what's the jungler's name? Support's name? Sword Art. Yeah. For those who don't know, Maple was one of the members of the dominant Flash Wolves in the soon-to-be-dead LMS. It will be combined with the LST next year. The LST is Chinese second league, actually. Last year, he and Flash Wolf support Sword Art went to play in the LPL with Suning, but got playoffs, but only second in the split and lost to EDG in the first round. Hopefully he gets into a good team next year and bounces back. And then someone replies, not a huge surprise. Suning has been a dumpster fire and Maple didn't look nearly as good after leaving Flash Wolves. It's weird because obviously you lose synergy given that Maple Karsa were one of the best mid-jungle duos in the world, but he individually fell off hard too, and it was kind of unexpected for that to happen. Hope he gets his stuff together wherever he ends up. It's really kind of say. Well, I mean, it's hard to say. Will he actually get back to his form? I mean, maybe playing with better caliber competition made him look worse because remember, in the LMS, the Flash Wolves were so dominant that they literally won every single split since 2016 all the way up until basically this past split, actually. Yeah, from 2016 spring, they won everything all the way up until 2019 spring. That is so many splits. That is just incredible amount of splits that is. But I think that the reason why he failed was because there was just much better caliber of competition than there was in the LMS. So maybe now that he knows how to play against this better caliber competition, I think that this is better, overall for him. But now people can understand what a player can look like with easy competition versus what a player can look like with hard competition. That's kind of where it's going to be at. And then this is the last bit of news that I'll do right now for this video, and then I'll be giving you guys more news after this because more news came out. South Korea's League of Legends team DragonX is rebuilding its roster around Deft. The team agreed to part ways with Tucson, Cuz, Nahyun, and Rascal yesterday, releasing the majority of its lineup that finished the 2019 LCK summer in 7th place. So they're releasing Tucson, Cuz, Rascal, and Nahyun. That's the whole team. That's literally the whole team. That's crazy. And then you have here, DragonX's underwhelming 2019 season was capped off when they failed to qualify for Worlds after losing 3-2 to Damwon Gaming in the finals of the regional qualifier. But Deft had strong individual performances throughout the year. Even though the team floundered and heavily underachieved as a 5-man unit, he remained a solid player and an ideal candidate for DragonX to re-sign. Deft has stood toe-to-toe with the best players in the LCK and has continued to thrive in the bot lane against all odds. DragonX has yet to announce its full roster, but it's expected to be unveiled in the weeks to come. It's unknown who will join Deft in the bot lane, but rumors suggest 17-year-old solo queue support prodigy Kira could be added to the team. A few possible options for the top jungle and mid positions could include 100 Thieves' Someday, Griffin's Tarzan, and mid laner Qzon. So yeah, Deft is re-signing with DragonX. So let me know what you guys think about this, because this is interesting though, because DragonX is blowing up their roster too, just like Gen G. And just like KT Roaster, they're also blowing up their roster too. And I'm pretty sure Smeb is not going to stay. We're probably going to see a lot more roster leaks today, given the fact that it's the big day everybody has been waiting for the organizations to announce who's coming onto their team and who is leaving their team. And that is something that we have to take into consideration, given the fact that, today is the day where everything starts to open up and everyone is going to start to actually rebuild. So I'll see you guys later. And let me know what you think about Deft re-signing with DragonX. Hopefully they can build players around him. We saw teams do this, obviously, with FPX. They rebuilded around, Doinby, and they did very well. So looking at how Deft will have a team built around him, then we're going to see how well the roster and organization looks moving forward. So, see you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. I'm the Nightwing, and Wave Life Esports is signing out. I'll see you guys later.
Hi there, guys! Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah, thank you.